Well, joining us tonight is Congressman Biggs. He's chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, a member of the House Judiciary Committee, who was at the hearing with Attorney General Barr. First of all, great to have you with us, Congressman. Let's start with finding out that a member of the Bush family is doing business with the Chinese on a level that I find outrageous. Hunter Biden, the same situation, and in fact, it's corruption. It is driven by the trading on their fathers and, in one instance, brothers standing as a public servant. It's outrageous. It's sickening that it's permitted. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you, Lou. I look back. The reason China is economically viable and strong today, they have this advanced rocket telemetry, deep water navy, a middle class, and stealing our intellectual property is a direct result of the Washington elite establishment that has been in place for 20 some odd years, dealing with the Chinese and giving them this information and these opportunities. That's a huge problem, and this is just one more example of that.
Yeah, and don't leave out the people who fund their corruption. Yes. That is, of course, K Street, the Chamber of Commerce, the Business Roundtable, representing the interest and pleasures of this of the big business establishment, and of course Wall Street, with sloshing fortunes around in pursuit of further profit. It's disgusting. It's appalling. I have to say I was encouraged by you, by Matt Gaetz, by Jim Jordan, and others to take on the issue before Attorney General William Barr, which is the absolute despicable conduct. It is as if every Democratic district in the country sends the biggest lowlifes and liars that they can find in their communities to represent them. It is outrageous what these people stand for.
Yeah, Lou, it was despicable. And, you had everything from a Barbara Boxer moment where you had a member saying, I can't believe you would treat a member of Congress with such lack of respect, after they just pummeled this guy, wouldn't let him answer questions, maltreated him, misrepresented him. And it was quite frankly, it was an old style, Soviet style of hearing. And it was reprehensible. And we're in there trying to allow him to make opportunities to respond to them. They didn't want that. Bill Barr sat there stoically and patiently, and when he asked for a bathroom break, you had Jerry Nadler didn't want to give him the bathroom break. They'd ask him a question and they would not give him a minute to even answer the question. They would say, we're going to reclaim our time, that is not the usual method of doing that.
I have to tell you, I watched that. You know what my takeaway was, though? I was really very angry with you Republicans.
Yeah.
And with Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House, who actually sacrificed 40 seats and turned over control to a left wing that is as obnoxious and inept as one could imagine, and corrupt. This is disgusting. What the Republican Party did to good people like Attorney General Barr. And I don't, by the way, I don't see the fire amongst you Republicans. A handful of you, yes, but it looks to me like the same just sordid nonchalance about critical issues and a fight for the soul of this country in November. It's as if much of your party doesn't give a damn how it comes out. Am I wrong about that?
Well, I pray you're wrong, because we have got to fight. I know that there's plenty of people fighting with me, but sometimes we look back and we think, no, they're behind us all right, but they're way behind us. We have got to take this back, Lou. If there was nothing that we have seen, your first story about the China intervention, that is part of this uniparty that's here. You've got to fight that and get through that. And we saw the way they treated Bill Barr and the way they are trying to suppress President Trump and his agenda. Those types of things are actually going to lead to defeat. We have got to recognize that President Trump's the standard bearer. He's going to get out the vote, and he's going to be the guy that we have our wagons hitched to. And that is where you have to be, and that's the argument. So we have leaders who want to undermine the president, and that we can't stand for that. We've got to call them out when they do that, and we've got to keep fighting for the agenda he ran on, and quite frankly, we ran on, including people who don't really want to support him. But we've got to take this back. We have got to take this back. It's a crisis moment.
Yeah, it is a crisis moment. And it's my judgment that the president will be reelected. And I don't know what's going to happen to the House and to the Senate, because those are some of the most callow and I think cowardly people I've ever seen in politics. And I've been covering politics for a very long time. To see the lowlifes of the Democrats and the gutless wonders of the rhinos and the Republican Party, it's a hell of a situation in the nation's capital. Thank God we've got this president and a handful of folks like you and Jordan and Gates to lead the way. Appreciate it. Congressman Andy Biggs.
Thanks, Lou.